Yo, what is up everyone? It is Blaze. Today's going to be a little bit different. What I have in store for you is basically the Tales of Iyo raid guide. I'm going to be explaining how to do the raid. I'm not going to go over the chest locations, unfortunately, because I don't know if they're static. I do not know if they're going to be in the same location every week. But when it comes to the mechanics for the raid, I definitely want to make sure that everybody knows how to do it. Going through the raid with the team that I had, we were able to figure out all of the mechanics by ourselves. So I just kind of want to share that with you guys just to potentially help you get through the raid, because it can be a little bit hard, and without knowing exactly what to do, it can take a lot of time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitch because I do stream, and join the Discord server. Links will be down below. And without further ado, let's get started. Upon starting the raid, you and your team will need to first ascend the steps to IYO'S realm. Once at the top, make your way over to the right hand side on the tight ropes to gain a better vantage point. From there, you will be able to get a good look at the layout for this first encounter. As you have probably noticed, there are multiple red orbs, or sacks if you want to call them that, around the map on the ground. You will need to destroy them. However, before doing anything, take note of the text in the top right of your screen. You should see it stating that Iyo has started hunting for you. From the moment this message pops up, you have about 9 minutes to complete the encounter. There will be 3 main objectives you need to do in order to complete the first encounter of chapter 1. First, destroy the red orbs. Second, retrieve and carry the relic to its placement location. Third, and it might be a little bit redundant, place the relic and then rinse and repeat. When it comes to destroying a red orb, there is a chance that there may or may not be a relic inside. So it is very possible that you may need to destroy all of them to get all 3 relics that you need to open the door to complete the encounter. In order to destroy a red orb, you will need to kill enemies in close proximity to these orbs. The modifier that pops up at the beginning of the raid when loading in is called Eruption. Eruption makes it so that when an enemy is killed, they will explode shortly after death, causing damage in the immediate vicinity, usually only to the ghost. However, in this raid, they also cause damage to the red orbs around the map. After successfully destroying a red orb, you may see a relic inside. What you're going to want to do is have one person carrying the relic and the other 3 ghosts protecting them. If the relic carrier takes damage, they will automatically drop the relic, and then they will have to pick it up again. Keep in mind that there will be a ton of enemies, and they will continually respawn until the encounter is complete. The escorts will be taking the relic carrier up the stairs or ramp to the top, where the location of each relic's placement will be silhouetted / outlined. You will see clearly where the relic needs to be placed. If you need to explore the map first, feel free to do so, but once you alert the enemies, they will all start coming for you. If you and your team are too slow, Iyo will find you and cause a team wipe, which will result in you having to restart the encounter from your most recent checkpoint.
Dude. Yeah. Come on. How do I put this thing in?
I got him. Oh my god, she's coming, yo. We gotta
press R2.
Oh,
shit.
Bro. Once you and your team manage to get all 3 relics and place them up at the top by the door within the allotted time frame, the encounter will end and all remaining enemies that are alive will despawn. Congratulations, you've completed the first encounter, and Iyo was unable to find you.
Get prepared. Somebody coming.
Oh, unable to find you. You want to search this area for the chest before we leave?
From there, you can go ahead and start exploring and looking around for the raid chest. The raid chests are basically the Oni chest from the story mode and only require 2 people to activate it, but all 4 ghosts can be there fighting as well. In both chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the raid, there are 5 Oni chests respectively, and they do go in order. If in your options you see that you got the first chest, the first Oni chest, and you also see that you got the third one, going down from the top. You will have missed the second Oni chest and will need to go back in order to get it. Depending on how far you've gotten in the raid, how many encounters you've completed, you may or may not be able to backtrack, which would require you to do that chapter over again in order to get the chest that you missed. When you open an Oni chest in the raid, just like in a story mission, they will spawn enemies that will need to be dispatched in order to obtain the loot from the chest. In order to make it to the second encounter for chapter 1, you will need to solve a few puzzles by standing on some plates that create platforms for you and your teammates to cross. I'm not going to go ahead and cover these beginning puzzles because they are pretty easy, and to be honest, I want you to struggle.
I saw a little trick somebody showed me. Bah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. Ice-T.
You will also need to avoid the blood-sucking orbs of death. If you get hit by one of these orbs and a teammate or an enemy does not hit you within about 3 to 5 seconds, you will be downed.
Touch
Yeah,
it.
don't hit that. Oh man.
Woo! Yep, and that.
No, I don't like
The
it.
hell? The hell? What's going on?
I'm not having a seizure, bro.
Yo! Yo!
Hey yo, you
Yo!
good? You good?
Yo! What the hell?
While in the seizure-like state, a teammate or an enemy can either hit you with their sword or an arrow, which will then bring you back to your senses and you will be able to move again as opposed to being frozen and then downed. Once you make it past the short puzzle and those blood orbs, you will have found yourself in the village of disciples, which is the next stage, housing the second encounter. Now that we are in the next area, the very first thing you will need to do is cleanse the village of restless spirits. Slay everybody. Also, watch out for those blood-sucking orbs because they are in the village as well. Explore around the area, making sure that you find and kill all of the enemies. You have to do that in order to proceed further and start the second encounter. Once all the enemies have been taken care of, the ghosts will need to gather in the soul well. The soul well is located at the top of the hill. It is up a couple of inclines, so just make your way towards it. It's pretty obvious, so you should be able to see it. Once all the ghosts gather in the soul well, it will start the second encounter.
The ghosts
I'm gonna
felt the ground.
Prepare yourself for battle.
Yeah, put it down.
Souls. But whose?
Drop your incense.
Don't worry, I'm here.
The earth demands blood.
Oh, you needed it. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we might have to stay in the circle while we kill these guys.
I wonder, what if I step out of it?
Feed the soul
Feed
well.
it.
Oh, we gotta
Yep.
feed it. We gotta feed it.
Yeah, we gotta stand on
A
it.
blood-touched disciple has appeared.
There is one main objective for this encounter, but there are 2 different positions that will need to be filled in order to make sure that you can complete the encounter properly. For the main objective, you will need to fill the lamps with souls in order to open the door and complete the second encounter. When you're depositing soul potency, it looks like blood is being taken out of your ghost body and absorbed into the door up the stairs. So if you want to make sure that you're doing it right, that's what you're going to be looking for. I recommend splitting the position into 2 teams, so you will have 2 runners and 2 blockers, but you can do whatever you like. You can have 1 blocker and 3 runners. It is totally up to you. As a runner, what you are going to be doing is leaving the soul well to gather soul potency and returning to deposit it. In order to gather soul potency, you will need to kill a blood touch disciple. Each disciple killed drops 10 soul potency, and their location is marked by a noticeable red energy, just like the healers in the story mode. You can hold a max of 20 soul potency at one time. That means you will need to kill at least 2 blood touch disciples in order to gain 10 from each. After getting soul potency, the runner will need to return to the soul well to deposit it. Notice, soul potency will slowly tick down from whatever you gain by killing a blood touch disciple, so try and be as fast as you can at returning to the soul well in order to deposit it. As a runner, make sure you are going to the platform that can be created by the blockers at the top, defending the soul well, so you can get there faster. If you try and run around the side going up the incline, it will take you a lot longer to reach the soul well because you'll not only have to worry about the enemies that are spawning spawning right there, you will also have to worry about avoiding the blood-sucking orb. It is just faster to just jump on the platform created by the blocker standing on a plate and immediately go deposit into the soul well. As a blocker, you will need to guard the soul well from enemies that continually respawn, and you will also be the one making the platforms for the runner to jump onto and get straight to the soul well. When you are not making a platform for the runner to get to the soul well, you will be focused on dispatching incoming enemies before they make it to the top of the hill where the soul well is located. If enemies manage to stand inside the soul well, they will drain the soul energy going into the door, and a message will pop up telling you that the power of the soul well wanes. That means they are taking energy from the lamps that your runners are depositing their soul potency into. Do whatever you can to keep those enemies out of the soul well. The longer it takes for you to fill up all 6 lamps, the more likely it is for EO to find you and cause a team wipe. I wish you guys luck with the second encounter of chapter 1. Again, don't forget, be patient. Even if you know exactly what to do, depending on your teammates, it will take a little bit of time, and have fun.
There we go.
Oh,
Hey, we got it. Yep, we got it.
You got it. Shit.
Nice, good
Nice.
shit.
1 second. Let me put my headphones on the charger right quick.
Get this right here. Come on. This,
Oh yeah,
The next major section we will be doing is going to be the jumping puzzle before the final encounter of chapter 1. Before making it here, however, keep an eye out for those Oni treasure chests. Make sure you're using your ghost sense so you can see them through the walls, but keep an eye out so you don't miss them. Apologies in advance if this is confusing. I will be trying my best to explain the puzzle section. Here, you're going to need 2 teams, team 1 and team 2. For majority of this jumping puzzle, you will have 2 people on each side. Towards the very last section, 3 ghosts will be grouped together, but that's irrelevant. Majority of it, you'll have 2 people together. So make sure you have team 1, 2 people, team 2, 2 people. Team 1 will be standing on plates across from each other in order to create platforms for Team 2 to cross the abyss at the start. 1 person on Team 1 will go left, 1 person on Team 1 will go right, and you'll be standing on platforms literally looking at each other. While Team 1 is creating the platforms for both ghosts on Team 2 to cross, they will be hit by the blood-sucking orb. So both ghosts on Team 1 will be able to save each other from going down if they shoot the affected character with an arrow. After Team 2 crosses to the other side, they will need to find the plates over there in order to create platforms for Team 1 to proceed further to another location. I will have an example on the screen from the perspective of somebody on Team 1 as to where the 2 people on Team 2 will be standing. Keep in mind that both ghosts on Team 2 will also be getting hit by the blood-sucking orbs when standing on their plates. So make sure either somebody from Team 2, their partner, or somebody from Team 1 has a line of sight on them so you can shoot them before they are being downed. Whoever's getting hit by the blood-sucking orb, you need to make sure you're calling out that you got hit and to have somebody shoot you. After Team 1 makes it to the next location as shown on the screen, 1 person from Team 1 will need to stand on the plate at the top, while the other teammate on Team 1 stands below at an angle to stop them from going down because the blood-sucking orb will be hitting them while they're standing on that plate. Across the way, 1 teammate on Team 2 will be going towards the bottom and 1 will be going towards the top. The ghost on Team 1 standing on the plate will be creating platforms for both ghosts on Team 2 in order to cross to their respective spots. The ghost on Team 2 going to the top before you end up standing on the plate over there. Once you cross and climb onto the wall and shimmy and everything, you will need to kill an enemy that is over there so you're not getting shot or meleeed in the back by them. There you go. Now there's a player right there. Yeah.
there's an enemy. Hold on.
All right, you
Nah, I
got
can
it.
shoot you out of it. I can shoot you out. Oh, okay.
After you dispatch that enemy, stand on the plate and it will create platforms and grappling spots for both ghosts on Team 2 to cross over. At this point, both Team 1 ghost should be grouped up with 1 Team 2 ghost, and it'll be the one that went towards the top, not the one that went towards the bottom.
All right, we're here.
A few feet further up, there will be another plate to stand on, which only one person out of all three there will need to do. This will create platforms and grappling spot below for the ghost on team 2 that went to the bottom to cross to a new location. Once that ghost on team 2 crosses to the next mountain, there will be a plate at the top that they can stand on. That plate will create platforms and a grappling spot for the other 3 ghosts to cross over to the final location. After all 3 ghosts have crossed over, stand on the last plate to create platforms for the final ghost to make it back to the group. And with that, you have completed the jumping puzzle, and now you're on to the final encounter for chapter 1. Let's see how that goes. Wait, I lied. There is something else you have to do before the final encounter of chapter 1. You and your team are going to need to open the door and cross the bridge in order to get to the final area. However, this is really simple, so I'm only going to give a brief explanation. You get the 3 sword buffs, red, blue, and green, which in turn equate to sun, moon, and electro or electricity. Use them to break the seal by the door and open the pathway. That's really it. Then you cross the bridge. There's a couple of ghost enemies there, and you're in the final encounter area. In this area, as a team, the ghosts will be partaking in the Ascension challenges. There are 4 in total, which means that each ghost will have their own respective challenge to complete. You can choose what challenge you want to embark on by approaching the statue with the lit blue flame and holding down R2. All of the trials require you to get 8 kills. However, each give you a specific burden related to the trial while completing. After picking up the challenge, you will also lose about 40% of your max health. In order to complete encounter 3, all ghosts must become ascended by completing the ascension challenges before Io finds the ghost. Starting from the bottom left, we have Khotun's trial. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. The burden that it gives you is no ranged weapons. You are going to have Khotun's trial at the top left statue, and the burden that it gives you is no dodging. Going to the top right statue, it is going to be Khotun's trial. The burden it gives you is no melee attacks. And lastly, at the bottom right statue, Khotun's trial, the burden that it gives you when you pick it up is no class abilities. I would suggest working as a team to approach each statue, having one person pick it up and then helping them by lowering the enemy's health so they can go ahead and finish them off with whatever they need to use in order to complete the Ascension challenge. If you want to split up and have one person take on each statue by themselves, that is going to be up to you and your team. I personally did it with my team. We all stayed together and helped each other out, and it worked.
Okay, cool.
Oh, we finished it. No burdens, no burdens, no burdens. Oh, good shit.
Hey, before you go anywhere,
Hey, keep it on.
Is that it? That better be the end of the...
Oh, hold on.
That's the end. That's the end.
No, it's not the end.
No.
We have 2 more. We have 2 more treasures. That's why. Anyway.
Freedom.
Look around for the treasures.
My cries.
Hold on, something's about to happen.
Right here.
Freedom.
It's an objective over there. You found another chest? Oh, he went there.
With the Ascension challenges complete, you are now free to step through the Torii Gate and complete chapter 1. Do not forget to look around for those hidden chests before leaving, and congratulations on finishing chapter 1 in the Ghost of Tsushima Legends raid. Don't forget to leave a like down below, as a lot of time went into making and editing this content. I had to do everything myself, so I would be very grateful. I am already working on chapter 2 and chapter 3 guides, but like I said, I'm doing everything myself as of right now, so it is going to take a little bit of time. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.